Hey, math friends, welcome back. Before we get started on our lesson for today, I just want to make sure that you know on Canvas on your homepage, I put a slideshow up that gives you some information about next week, and I'm contacting each of you to let you know what cohort you are in. So please read through that slideshow at some point this week to give you some information about what next week is going to look like, okay? So, earlier in the week, we have talked about fraction, percent, decimal conversions, and you guys did a fun little activity for that. Now we're going to talk about finding percent or the part or the whole when we're given the other two. So just from your notes that you guys did on Monday, finding a basic percent. There's two ways that you can do this. You can create a proportion, and that proportion is percent over 100 equals the part over a whole, or we say the is over of. Percent is obviously the number with the percent sign, part is the number beside is, whole is the number beside of, but if you don't have is and of, remember part over whole. Or we could create a decimal and make it into a percent decimal fraction. So if I want to find 50% of 26, 50% is 0.5 as a decimal, then I multiply by 26 to get 13. So when we're doing it that way, we always do whole times the decimal equals the part, okay? So let's practice this. So 85 is what percent of 40? Let's circle the important things here. So we have 85 is, we have what percent because we don't know the percent, and then we have of 40. I like to use the proportion. So I'm going to do percent, and I'm always going to write this so that I put my numbers in the right place. All right, so percent over 100 is part over whole or is over of. So I'm going to start here with my percent. I don't know the percent, so I'm going to put a question mark over 100. Part is the is, that's 85. Whole is the of, that is 40. Now I can cross multiply and divide. So if I do 100 times 85, I get 8,500. I get 40 times something. Now I have to divide by 40 to get the missing piece. So 8,500 divided by 40 gives me 212.5%. And is it okay that that percent is bigger than 100? Yes, because 85 is bigger than 40, so the percent over 100 is definitely bigger than the whole because it's two whole 40s plus 5. If we were going to do this the other way, we could say 85 over 40 to get a decimal. So we're going to do the, we're going to do the part over the whole and then multiply times 100. So we get 2.125 as our decimal, and then you multiply that times 100 to get 212.5%. This method is perfectly acceptable, but to me it's just simpler to only remember this one thing. Percent over 100 equals part over whole. And we're going to drill that in. All right, let's try another one. What is 60% of 320? Let's circle the important things. What is, we don't know what, 60% of 320? So again, percent over 100 equals part over whole or is over of. Our percent is 60 over 100. Our what or our is a what, so we don't know what it is. And then our of is 320. You can cross multiply and divide, and you get 19,200 and 100 times something. So I'm going to divide here. 19,200 divided by 100 gives us 192 as our what is 60% of 320. If we were going to do it the decimal way, we do the whole times the decimal is equal to the part. So the whole is 320. Make that 60% into a decimal. Remember, we only just moved the decimal 2 times, and we get 192. All right, last one for this. 30 is 200% of what number? Again, circle the important things. 30 is 200% of what number? Percent over 100 equals part over whole, or is over of. Percent is 200 over 100. Is 30, and we don't know the of. So we're going to cross multiply, and we are going to get 200 times something. Now we divide 3,000 divided by 200, and we get 15. So 200%, or 2 of something, is 30. 2 15s give us 30. So we could do it that way. Or we can do the alternate method. The whole times the decimal is equal to the part. But we have to be sure that we put everything in the right place. So our whole we don't know. So I'm going to say blank times, and I need to make that 200% a decimal. If my decimal is behind 200 and I move it 2 times, something times 2 gives us 30, because that's our part, or our is. Something times 2 gives us 30. Well, we can work backwards and we can do 30 divided by 2 to get our 15 there. All right? So the last two, I want to just give you some word problems that are real life things, because in real life, we're not going to say, well, what is 30% of 50 or whatever. So a farmer decides to sell 32 pounds of his small 96-pound potato crop. What percent of the crop did he sell? So we need to figure out the part, the whole, and the percent. So we want to know what percent. He sells 32 pounds, and then we have this word of his 96-pound crop. Well, of tells us that is the whole, right? So let's write our proportion. Okay, we don't know the percent over 100. We do know the part, because that is how much he actually sold. And we know the whole because it had of. So if you cross multiply and divide, you're going to get 33.33%, which is also 1/3. All right. And then the last one, Stephen Curry plays for the Golden Gate Warriors and toots a 90% free throw shooting record. If he shoots 20 free throws in a game, how many did he make? So let's look at it. Well, we know this is 90%. He shoots 20 free throws. How many did he make? Okay, let's think about this. If I shoot 20 free throws, is that the part or the whole? That's the whole, because that's the total that I shot. And we want to know how many he made. Well, he doesn't make 100% of them. He only makes 90. So this is our part, and this is our whole. So we do our percent proportion. We put our percent over 100. And we don't know the part, but we do know the whole. If you cross multiply and divide, you get 1,800 and 100 times something, and then divide 1,800 by 100, and we get 18. So he made 18 of those shots. All right, so you're going to practice this today, and we will come back and add to it.